You are listening to episode 16 of the Underhook Show. My name is Steve, as always, alongside my co-host Chris. Chris, how you doing today on this incredibly warm Wednesday night?
I will say it is warm, but it's a little nicer than it was like yesterday. Yesterday was god awful, but it was doing good, man. You know, I woke up, can't complain. Got more than I should. You know, ready to talk wrestling with my homeboy here.
Hell yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Gonna be predominantly AEW this week. I did not get to much else, I'll be honest.
I tuned into Raw, but I really wasn't tuned in. It was on. I was more so wondering what's gonna happen, as much as all of us are wondering. Also, you know.
Apparently they flew there today, or they're on their way now. So I mean, without getting into like the whole all of the individual cans of worms of that situation, I'm just gonna say I hope all the employees get there safe and sound who are contractually obligated to be there.
I hope they get there and back safe and sound. But yeah, I did tune into Raw a little bit. I can't really remember much. They wrote off Chad Gable, it looks like, for a little bit.
Yeah, he's gonna have shoulder surgery, so
yeah, and it looks like Dom and AJ said, "Hey, we ain't going."
Respect.
Yeah, so you know, shout out to that, and you know, and I will say, them not going, we do get a killer cross match on the pay-per-view. So hey, whatever gets my boy on the, he won't take a back bump or anything, but hey, he's out here.
Is he wrestling Sami Zayn?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just on a sour note of this is where we get the Punk Cena match. You know what I'm saying? That's where my sour note is. But
yeah, I've been.
Oh yeah, you did talk about that too. Yeah, so
I've been whining about that for weeks, but it looks like it's happening, so there's nothing I can do. But I guess I could ask you, because I didn't watch Raw or SmackDown. I did watch the Cena promo though.
The Pipe Bomb 2.0, they're calling it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mean to sound like an old fart and like grumpy and shit, but like I'm kind of tired of the callbacks, you know?
Yeah, but in a sense, like, wrestling is always going to do that, though. Like,
sure,
Tony Khan's big on, like, callback. He loves that stuff. WWE's, you know, going to do it. But I get what you're saying. I didn't mind it. I liked it for what it was worth. The naming, you know, Matt Cardona, Ziggler, and Claudio was weird. But, hey, you know, whatever.
I don't think it was bad. I think just more so of like every major Punk promo, something from the Pipe Bomb gets thrown in, and at least in the beginning of his run, it was like when he did that, it was like like an ooh-ah thing, and now I'm like, you know how good he is on the mic. I think I just want something new. Yeah, especially because the way they're framing Punk Cena. If this is really it, I don't want it to just be like a nostalgia act. They're both better than that. I didn't think the Cena promo was bad though. I just I was like, okay, Punk's gonna get him back on Raw, and then neither of them were on Raw. Now TV's in Riyadh, and I've seen people pointing out that SmackDown is 15 years to the day of the OG promo. Maybe we'll get something there. I don't know. I'm not going to act like I'm not going to watch the match. It's Punk Cena, you know? But I'm also
I'm going to watch. I'm going to skim through most of the event, and I'm going to tune into that, because that's what I want to see.
Yeah, of course.
You know, but like...
Yeah, I ain't telling anybody else, you know, what to watch or what not watch.
I'm also just hoping, you know, I'm staying positive that the event goes good and everything, and so... But that's... Yeah...
Anyway, I mean, we don't have to dwell on it, but
we don't got to go on that too much. But
if you have anything else to say, I'm not going to try to
there's something else. Was there something else going? Oh, that's next. It's Evolution's like not this weekend, right? It's like
No, that's All In weekend.
All In weekend. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
they're
always
doing
get
Saturday
confused.
night's main event, Evolution, and I think an NXT show.
Huh. All right. Shout
Yeah,
out.
they're really trying to counter program that, which is like, all right.
Oh, speaking of counter program, total sidebar, but do you watch Hey EW?
I have in the past. I've been watching it recently, but I got to see the Kemalito one.
Yeah, watch that one because
Yeah.
the minute he starts off, he goes, "Let's see him counter program this," and I died laughing. I just thought that
Oh
was the
my
fun. I just thought
gosh.
that was the funniest because RJ City doesn't care, and he's hilarious. And that one was great. I love that one,
Dude, their match, they had a match. Well, they wrestle pretty frequently because they have their own division, the mini division. That's very much a lucha thing. Uh, but the one I watched for the channel, I want to say it was from November. Kemonito did a dive, but like rotated way too early, and I thought it looked like he just like splatted right on his head. And I'm like, man, like these guys got.
Hold me.
They
Is
ain't,
this the
they ain't
same
afraid
guy
of
that's in
anything.
that famous GIF that gets drop kicked on the?
Yeah.
Okay.
They always get used for heat.
Man, I'm just saying, because I remember seeing that so long ago, and I said, I feel so bad for that little guy.
It's just always like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, why are they picking on him? Stop it, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
It was when "You're the Man Now" dog was still a thing, and I remember that little GIF being on that everywhere, and it was funny.
I've probably seen them get at least. I've seen Camelito get drop kicked off the apron a handful of times, and it always looks disgusting. But
It's literally like a cartoon. It's great.
I love those guys, and I love that they at least Camelito drives out in a car. It's awesome, and it's just wrestling's the best. But
I love it.
yeah, I will. Again, I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna cool guy the Hunk Cena match. So I'll have some thoughts on that next week. And honestly, Asuka versus Jade on paper, like that, what is that even gonna look like?
Uh, it's gonna be badass. I think.
Yeah,
Well,
it might be cool.
I hope.
Yeah.
Jade still kind of worries me sometimes. But I think Asuka's Asuka's gonna bring out the best, like better. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean,
I'm all over the place to open, but when we get into Dynamite, it will be more focused.
this is our hodgepodge minute. You're fine.
Yeah. I still got to go back for Sami Zayn and Randy Orton.
Yeah, I saw clips of that. I was out Friday, but we had it on at the bar that we were at, and I saw clips of it and everything. And then I saw, but I did right when I got home was when the only thing I seen live was the Cena promo. Everything else I didn't go back and watch yet. But I watched Raw though. But
all this was like days ago. Like I said before we recorded, this all feels like a month ago. I don't know.
You're in the Matrix, brother.
The heat getting to me and is messing with my concept of time. I don't know, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on that, and I'm sure you'll hear thoughts from us on everything going on the Night of Champions. Before we get into Dynamite, I do want to point out some things from Collision, just because they do play a big part in tonight's show. That being, first of all, Kota Ibushi's back, which I'm glad he's healthy. I'll say that.
Yeah, and he looks in shape too.
Yeah, it looks like he isn't as huge, but I think considering the like all the injuries he racked up, I mean, you remember the Marufuji match last year? They cleared him with a broken ankle, it broke the other one. Like, I think the last time I saw him it was whenever he wrestled Daisuke Sekimoto last year. I think it might have been on a GLATE show. I don't even know. And it was pretty bad, and he looks bad. But I would say it looks like he's taking the right steps to get himself. I don't think he'll ever be the wrestler he was, because especially just all of the wild shit he used to do. Like at some point, you do have to reel it in. But I'm almost thinking maybe TV wrestling will give him the space to do that. You know?
Yeah.
So wish him the best. I'm glad he's back. I want him. I'm never like safety police guy at all, and this isn't even that, but I'm just like concerned. I just don't want him to get fucked up again because he went through a lot of nasty stuff.
Yeah, like when he did that blood and guts, he looked so awkward in that match.
Yeah, he hasn't looked like himself ever since he started wrestling in AEW. But I think tonight was probably the closest. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Trying to think of some stuff from Collision. The Moxley promo was awesome, and I think he's on a really nice run.
He did bump into Chris Statlander. That was on Collision also, right?
Yeah. Which again played off tonight. So I think there's a nice bit of continuity going on for those who do watch both shows. The one thing that I'm kind of bummed we didn't get the match. Maybe they're just not at 100% in their own health. But do you remember when they came back from commercial on Collision? What happened? They just fade in from black from the commercial, and the Workhorsemen and Big Bill and Brian Keith were brawling.
They were just beating each other's ass.
And it was the best thing on the whole show.
Yeah, that was. I do remember that now because they came back, and I was with my buddy. I was with Josh, and he goes, "Hey, what's this?" Because he hasn't caught up on Collision. I go, "Oh yeah, they had words last week, and now they're just out to fighting, I guess." So,
yeah. So, I would like to see that as an actual match. I just don't know when it's going to happen. Hell, run it in DPW if you have to. But, otherwise, I watched the Athena tag. I'm glad Athena's on TV now. Especially I was kind of hoping that she wouldn't have been punished for being like, I really wanted to be on All In. Now I'm not going to be on All In. So I'm thinking she'll at least be in the gauntlet. And that was the other thing. Tony Khan announced not one, but 2 Casino Gauntlet matches on the pay-per-view. I just hope they space them out because I do think you could run into some problems there. But
absolutely.
But hey, as far as getting people on the card and getting them paid on the big show, mission accomplished. So, you got anything else for Collision?
No, I think the biggest takeaway was the Ibushi, and then they're planting the seeds for Statlander. But yeah, I think you covered everything on that end. I will say, going to double back on this Casino, my random pick is the alpha male Monty Brown. Just want to throw that out
for a surprise?
Yeah, I just want to throw that out there. Give me one.
Isn't he on...
He's on StarCast, so give me...
There you go. He's in town.
I looked at... Because they announced StarCast, and I just saw it, and I looked, and I went, hear me out. Just give me one. I'll be happy. I don't want him to win. I just want to see him one time. Just one time for the one time.
Yeah, I also saw that... Danielson's going to be doing a panel.
Yeah,
so it's interesting. I can't remember him really doing many like public Q&As like that. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be dope. I wish he was here.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get something this year. I think we'll get the big show once they have a building for it. If the Bears make the move or the Fire are having or got approved for a new building in the city. So, because they ain't running that shit at Soldier Field. That ain't happening. And I don't want it to happen there.
Hell no, it's cold. Parking sucks.
Yeah.
The seats suck.
Yeah, dude. It's it's not ideal for a wrestling show. But regardless, we have this wrestling show to talk about, which was AEW Dynamite from June 25th, coming from somewhere in Washington.
Not Seattle, outskirts of Seattle, right?
Yeah, because where the Seattle Thunderbirds, the major junior hockey team, plays. Well, it's Seattle, greater Seattle area, we'll call it. Usually on the sheet, it's not on this one, so forgive me.
Showware Center.
Cold open on tonight's show. Mercedes Moné shit-canning Tony Storm to kick things off, and more of what we were asking for, right?
Yeah, this is what we need, just them interacting and not eating steak.
Yes.
Also, it's in Kent, Washington. Just want to
Kent, thank you.
It was going to bother me if I didn't find out.
Thank you for that, because it would have bothered me too. I was just rolling with it. That leads to Christopher Daniels coming in and booking Mina Shirakawa, who made the save, versus Mercedes next week, which I really liked their match from the Tokyo Dome this year. They wrestled on the Dynasty show.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really good match, so I think this could be another one. I think...
Didn't they wrestle on New Japan also? Like another match? I think, or I could be wrong. I could be thinking of someone else. Okay, yeah, okay. That was it. And that's when she lost the belt because she didn't, or Monet lost the belt. But didn't get pinned or anything.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Mercedes worked very well with like Mina's big match layout with working the leg a lot, and I think they were really good together. So I want to see if that translates to a TV setting. Otherwise, though, happy about the announcement. Wasn't too happy to see the Young Bucks kind of swinging their EVP powers directly after that. I thought we were past this. Obviously, that plays into the stip for what would be announced shortly after. But they're basically saying, Ospreay, Swerve, you're booked for tonight, but we're gonna make you wrestle right now because we want to see you lose, so you're not ready. But I got nothing for the match. It was whatever.
They want to see him lose, and they put him up against Blake Christian and Shoddy Lee Johnson.
Yeah. And the match went exactly as you would expect, and that set the stage for the big tag match with the stipulation, at least Ospreay issued in the challenge, that the Bucks would put their EVP status on the line. And I haven't necessarily clarified if it means that they just wouldn't be EVPs, like they would lose their titles if they lost, or if that transfers power. Because I'm like, EVP, Swerve, and Ospreay sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, I was hoping it would just be like they lose their title kind of situation.
Yeah, I just think it'll be way better when like you don't bring those positions of power on the TV. The gimmick failed, and if this is just their way to,
get the title off of them,
on
TV kind of thing,
Correct, yeah. So that's a housekeeping thing. I'm fine with it. So that was basically just to cultivate that match for when the time comes. Do you have anything on all this?
Poor security guard that ate that Swerve stomp.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, no other security guard caught him. That one guy's face did. So,
yeah, he did eat shit on that.
I have nothing. Interested to see where we go from like that. I'm hoping it's just they lose the title thing, because I don't see why you would put the EVP name on Swerve Ospreay.
Yeah, they really tried to not dovetail, but like streamline this first hour, especially to where it was like the Tony Mercedes thing went right to the Bucks on the screen, which went right to this match and segment, which went right to the backstage. Where they suspended Swerve next week, so I'm just assuming he's taking a week off, which is fine. I think you don't need all of them necessarily for the build, and for how much the Bucks are hanging around Hangman, I think that's what they're going to be playing at. As we saw with the with how they closed the show, they did tease Takeshita and Okada backstage though, which I thought was really interesting because they teased it last year too, and then it just went away.
Yeah, I'm glad we got that call back, and then this is just temporary, so we're gonna get that match eventually.
Yeah, and I'm just curious to see what happens, because I felt like there was a little hesitation. This is all speculation, but Okada had a pretty spotty record with putting over younger talent when he was leaving New Japan. He kind of big leagued Kaito Kiyomiya in the Tokyo Dome, and the fact that they were building to this match and that never happened meant maybe they didn't want to do business.
Hey.
So interested to see where that goes. But this led to Kota Ibushi's return to the ring.
Oh,
let's not
forget Trent Beretta saying they're gonna love what we do to Ibushi.
I mean, you lay the bed, you lay in the bed that you make, right?
He came out there and had a Trent Beretta match, so he did. Not a bad match. I'm not saying anything, but just
Yeah, I thought this was fine. I think as much as I think they were trying to give Trent the big comeback singles match too. I mean, it was just all Ibushi, you know.
yeah, it was just a Bushi showcase to
Mm-hmm.
remind people who he was. It's
Yeah,
fine.
which I was pleasantly surprised with, you know, because he did slim down. I think that it, like, allowed him to do a lot of his aerial stuff. Really, the only thing in this match that kind of made me roll my eyes was the no sell on the dragon suplex,
Yeah,
which I
I
was just kind of like, you know, all right, dude. But that's just whatever. It's not a, it is what it is.
yeah, good match. Ibushi won with
Yeah.
Kamagoe, right?
Yep.
Wow.
So
Yeah, it was a good match. I feel like he's gonna fight Rocky Romero next, and it's just gonna be one of those.
well, no, because
Oh
confirmed
no,
for
he's
next
fighting. Oh,
week.
that's right. He is. He's fighting Takeshita, right?
They're doing
Okada.
Kazuchika Okada versus Kota Ibushi, which I don't
300
think
episode.
I don't think I've seen a match of theirs go less than 25 minutes. So that'll be interesting to see how that translates to TV, because like when these two would wrestle in New Japan, it was like G1 final. Well, the G1 final actually might have not gone 25 because that's when Ibushi broke his wrist. But like these guys main event at the Tokyo Dome. You know what I mean? And they've had G1 semifinals that have gone long.
I mean, I'm assuming at main events next week.
Whenever he wrestles Okada, it goes fucking long. And that's going to be the real test because, you know, what do they do? How do you format this match for TV? I'm curious to see how they format the match for TV. And I want to see what kind of Okada shows up because I'm like, yo, I don't know if Vacation Okada is the right match to get Ibushi back into ring shape, you know?
Yeah. I'm thinking it either opens the show or it closes the show if they're gonna go that long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
But
I'm assuming it'll be like a 20 or 30-minute
yeah,
time limit.
I'm assuming because this is a match that's like they're hyping up and a match that a lot of wrestling fans want to see again. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so like, man, I'm stoked to see this. I'm just hoping we get, like you said, we get not dialed in Okada.
Yeah.
I don't want chilling Okada. I want fucking the Rainmaker Okada.
You know who was dialed in on this show though?
Moxley?
Moxley. Whenever that dude cuts a promo in a stairwell, you know he's about to drop something insane.
Yeah. Oh shucks, I'm not so special. Had me dying. I don't know why. That part had me.
I thought this was awesome.
Yeah, this got me more amped up for, like, I'm amped for this main event anyway, as long as they do the right thing. And this got me more into it. I wish we weren't so far away from the All In already.
I mean, we got like 2 TVs, right?
Yeah,
3
it just feels
TVs.
so long though. You know, in
Three,
retrospect,
three, yeah,
you did just say like yesterday felt like a month ago. So
yeah.
so
So maybe it'll come quick.
and
But
listen, I just realized that my son's due July 11th, so I'll be off for this. So I'll be chilling with my newborn son watching All In.
can't beat that, man.
Just saying, wrestling's the best.
Yeah. Hey, it's pretty good card for his first show, huh?
I'm saying, and good thing I won't be sleeping because it's a newborn, and good thing it's running probably till like midnight. So
I think this show starts at like 2 in the afternoon.
I did see that. I was
It's like a
wondering.
matinee show, yeah.
I love that actually. Yeah, give me that.
That'll be cool because I think I don't know if Go Life or whatever the Rangers stadium is. I don't know if it's climate controlled in there, but I know it has a retractable roof.
Yeah,
So as long as it's not like unsafe with the heat, they'll have the roof open and the sun will be beating down. I like when those big shows start with the sun up. There's just
yeah. Like
something. There's like a special feel to it.
when All In London was out there and the sun was up, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I think might get something similar there.
Yeah, I forgot that show starts at like 2 in the afternoon. That's awesome. That is all. That oh yeah, I forgot because they moved it because of they were trying to not be the WWE thing, right? Because the Saturday Night Main Event and everything.
Yeah, but also I think logistically too, it's like for how long it's going to take for people to get in and out. It's like you're not going to get out of there, 1, 2 in the
Yeah.
morning. So I think it just works. Nothing cooler than like, I mean, I've only attended a stadium show at night, but like even for people watching at home, it's really cool when you can watch the big show and then go about your day.
Yeah, I love it.
So that's what I've enjoyed about the two all ins. Back to Dynamite. Ricochet's continuing his recruitment for his group, and kind of volunteered AR Fox to tag with him. I wanted to use this segment to bring something unfortunate up that we were booking essentially here. Are you aware of Private Party's contract status?
Yeah, I saw that. Huh. So much for my guess.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like if they were going to resign, they probably would have by now.
That's what I would think. But hey, I mean, anything's possible. We don't know yet. I'm still
Yeah.
holding out hope that they give me Private Party.
Yeah, because I feel like if they let them walk, or if they walk and they aren't offered, what they are asking, that just feels like a missed opportunity because I feel like the push for them was so like 1 foot in, 1 foot out last year.
Yeah, well, same thing with can be said for the Acclaim too,
Yeah.
because like they were hot, and then they got a longer title reign than Private
So they,
Party,
they at
but
least had they at least had a title run, yeah.
yeah. So it's like, but I think the same thing with like, if they go, like, unfortunately, you can't go to NXT or WWE because there's already a team there very similar to yours, and they're the tag team champions right now. So, like, how do you, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping for the best, though.
Yeah, me too. Just because like they would have been great.
This would have been perfect. I thought that was a perfect team for this, to be honest. Like, oh, that's. And then I saw him with the Gates of Agony, and I was like, yo, that wouldn't be a bad fit either. But then they didn't go with anywhere that.
Shit, speaking of, that was actually the one thing from Collision I forgot to bring up. That was a cool match.
Yeah.
The bump Speedball took, where
Oh,
he got like deflected in midair.
well, we'll talk about it like later on, but
That was awesome.
there's a match at All In that we're very excited for because the same thing's gonna happen in that match, dude.
If I'm not mistaken, we're getting to that again. They really tried to streamline everything together here.
Yeah.
So we get to the ring and it's Jet Speed against Ricochet and AR Fox. Cool little match. That like rolling thing on and then off the apron AR Fox did was
Man,
wild.
yeah, right into like the flipping like senton, or the front flip off of Kevin Knight's guts.
Yeah, very Lucha Underground pilled this team.
That's what I got to. Very Prince Puma and
Yeah.
Dante Fox. So
Yeah. I also put two and two together. I'm surprised I didn't do this sooner. But I was watching Jet Speed and I'm like, man, I'm trying to think of where I saw them interact before both signed. And it was the Junior All-Star Festival for 2023. They met in the tournament final. It was Kevin Knight against Speedball.
hell yeah.
So I was like, huh. I knew like something was like, I feel like I've like familiar with seeing them together in some capacity, and it clicked tonight. Also, Tanahashi versus Alex Shelley was on that show, which was pretty cool, but neither here nor there. This was a fun match for what it was. Again, I'm not going to complain ever about really any of these guys being on my TV, especially Ricochet. This is turning into just a standout year for him, and I'm genuinely intrigued as to where he's going with this faction storyline.
Yeah, I'm intrigued now that my pick seems to be up in the air.
Yeah, we like our horses in the race are no longer on the track, so to speak. So we got to see where they decide to go with it. If they're going to bring somebody in, I don't know. But the real purpose of this was to not only continue that thread, but they went right into Jet Speed winning and then challenging the Hurt Syndicate at All Out, or All In rather, which we talked about it, saying that would be a pretty sick match, especially for just, the power dynamic. It's very much power versus speed, no pun intended.
Yeah, this is going to be something right up our alley again, so where that Speedball and Knight are going to bump crazy and
It's 4 freak athletes in all very different ways, which is really cool. I think it's a really cool matchup on paper, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, Kevin Knight was singing MVP's theme song, so shout out.
He sure did.
Crowd got zero reaction because I don't think they knew what it was. But yeah, they called him out. Or they said they wanted to challenge the tag team titles, and then they proceeded to get their asses whooped for a solid couple minutes. Lashley choke slams the dog shit out of Speedball through the table and Kevin Knight.
Yeah, it was 6 spot. They, of course, like with Lashley throwing people through objects, it's always going to look sick. So good on them.
I did like the visual of them walking to the ring, like past the camera, and then you just see the destruction behind them.
Yeah, and they're like, and everyone wants to stand up to us, and after they just like murdered them. Hearing we hurt people ring through the stadium definitely hits different. After that, this went right into Hurt Syndicate Town Hall, where
there's a few spots that seemed out of time, like after the town hall, and then when Mark Briscoe comes out.
Yeah. Before that, though, they established that MJF is going to be in this gauntlet, but he's not fighting for the one spot. With this being an established trope now, like they've been doing this match for like a year now, so they make the one spot important because the match can end before 3 even comes in. So, but MJF's confident he will be in the match and he will win the match. Also, he mentioned Mystico, but I think there might be a chance Mystico's in this match, and they're not going to do the Apuesta here. I think they're going to do it in Mexico. So I think that's a nice way to
set it up.
String that thread without having to do the match in a place that. Not saying that, Texas of all places, would appreciate it, but it's like Mystico, Lucha de Apuesta, like you got to do that in Arena Mexico,
Oh, yeah. Sure.
So I think that's a way where you can carry all these different threads and put them into one particular match.
With
so
MJF losing any momentum, he's still a shit man regardless.
So I think he's winning that Casino Battle Royal or Gauntlet match.
I don't think so.
I think he's challenging Hangman.
I don't think after you just said that Mystico might show up in the Gauntlet, I don't think so. I think what happens, if Mystico shows up, Mystico's going to eliminate it. That's what sets it up.
Sure.
Or
at least just keeps him or prevents him from winning,
but
I guess.
Then who wins, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of...
Yeah.
And they've been predominantly showing MJF more, but AEW anything's possible, man. So.
Especially because we won't know the lineup. We'll only know a handful of people.
I could tell you who I want to win, or not I want to win. It's Alpha Male Monty Brown. I'm just saying. My private party pick might have been wrong, but...
Yeah, Alpha Male Monty Brown in this match. Dude, I would pop. That'd be so awesome.
I'll just give me one, man. Just, love it.
That'd be sick. But Mark Briscoe comes out. He's able to get the room to chant empathy, which, I think that's the first time I've heard empathy chanted at a wrestling show. That's just how awesome Mark Briscoe is. Which shout out to my older brother Mill. He was calling him Mohawk Mark all night because the Mohawk is in full effect.
It's something.
I'll add to this too before we get into the 4-way match. Briscoe MJF seems like a no-brainer. as far as a feud, even if just a TV feud, while the world title stuff's being sorted out and before uh, the Mystico rematch. So I'm cool with that. I think Briscoe could get a good one out of him. And just, I mean, MJF just being a giant piece of shit when Mark Briscoe's like one of the easiest wrestlers to cheer for, if not.
For sure.
Like he's so easy to rally behind. So I think that's a natural pairing.
Oh, for sure. And I was thinking like within the next couple of weeks we'll probably get that
Yeah,
Briscoe
I think
MJF
so.
match. And then
Yeah.
but it was really did this when he came out, did it seem off to you? Or was it just there was some parts where like I think MVP might have missed his cue at some point and it just threw me off. Because they said a line twice. They said
Oh,
like
okay.
they said do what you do, the best is lose. And one time, or the first time they did it, MVP came over there to say it with him, but then that was supposed to be at the end of the segment because they said it again at the end. Yeah, it just seemed really off to me. Nothing like nitpicky, but I was just like, something seems off.
I didn't pick up on anything, but I was also eating during this, so I might have been more focused on my pizza. So
Shout out to pizza.
yeah, hell yeah. So that might have been why I might have not picked up on any
It wasn't
blunders
even
or
like any like crazy thing. I was just like, oh, that seemed a little weird because like I feel like they were trying to get the do what you do best lose line over. And
yeah, I caught them saying it together at the
yeah,
end.
and they said it earlier, like when he first came out, MJF said it to him too.
Mm-hmm. But that led into I'd say match of the night.
Blunt
In my
rotation
opinion.
match number one.
Just a wild lineup, man. Bandito, Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, and Roddy. Yeah, this ruled. For what it was,
WG.
just a bunch of ass kickers doing cool stuff. Uh, some of the shit like Roddy and Bandito were doing, especially, and then Takeshita doing the double German. The velocity on his Blue Thunder Bomb too. Like there's just so many times in this match where I'm just like, man, like what a bunch of. And I say this in the most affectionate way possible. Like what a bunch of freaks. This is awesome.
Yeah, they just went out there. They said, "Hey
They tore
guys,
it down.
you guys have about I don't know how long the match went, but you know, go out there and have some fun." And that's what they did. That was it the German? Were they all?
Yeah, it was like the 21 plex, but then
Yeah,
Takeshita came up real quick out of the rotation.
the height that Briscoe got on that.
Oh, he landed like square on his shoulder.
Yeah, I said,
That looked
"Ow."
gross. Yeah. This is just something I said out loud to my brother. I'll run it by you. Does Roddy have the nicest Olympic slam?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude,
Like
it
he's the
looks
nicest
amazing.
and safest.
And it
But
still looks like it fucking hurts.
oh yeah, yeah. No, he's always had it. Yeah, I was glad to see Roddy. Sad to see him lose again, though.
Yeah, we got End of Heartache though this week.
They get end of heartache.
So
And
anytime we get Kill Switch, it's a good one.
it was awesome. And this led to our collision feud of the year. Backstage, you got Adam Cole cutting a promo off on the Don Callis, saying he wanted to challenge anybody from the Don Callis family.
So I was like, oh cool, they're gonna do the Fletcher switch now. And then they're not. Doing him versus Josh Alexander instead, and Kyle O'Reilly's wrestling Fletcher.
Yeah, you know. But
In the big multi-man tag on Collision, the Roddy Kyle Fletcher stuff was really good. I'm hoping that's a Continental Classic match this year. I want to see. I want to see Roddy in that tournament too because they wrote him off right before it started last year. Like MJF heard him at Full Gear, and then the tournament started the next Wednesday.
Roddy on my TV more. All right, I don't
I'm
care
just
what,
like,
it
dude,
takes.
as long as he's like good to go every single week, which he's wrestling every single week as it is, even though even if it's in tags and multi-mans, like that tournament screaming his name.
Okay,
I gotta see Roddy in a round robin tournament. Uh, but anyways, this was really fun. I don't think any match on this show was like blow away great, but this was a ton of fun, and it's just like look at the names, man. Like you're gonna see something wild. Uh, I do think though putting the women's four-way to like immediately after this would like hurt it though.
I mean, the way that it was set up, though, the way that the show flowed in the beginning was fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and I can see why you probably. I mean, you probably could have swapped Hangman and Beast and had the women be your main event. But I see why you didn't do that either because of the ending. So,
Yeah, because of the big angle.
it was just rough booking, but they did the best they could here. I'm not going to fault them for it.
Yeah, I just don't know if it was the right call to do both of these on the same night, let alone back to back. It seems a bit much, but I thought the first four-way was the better of the two, but I will say that they did a lot of cool and interesting stuff in this match.
I missed most of this match. I was eating during this match. So
a lot of cool stuff, specifically real gross spot where Athena suplexed Thunder Rosa off the steel steps. Like no give, no nothing, just right onto the floor, which it's just Willow and Stat doing power spots. A whole lot of filtering in and out. They did a big Tower of Doom spot. Just happy Athena was on Dynamite again, in spite of the loss. Did you see the finish?
Well, I saw Yuta get fucking pounced. So,
yeah, that was sick too.
Shout out once again, Alpha Male.
Yeah, Ian was gonna do his. Speaking of Willow, Ian was gonna do his freestyle during the entrances, and Taz shut him down.
Damn, fuck you, Taz.
He goes, "This ain't Ring of Honor. We ain't doing that here." I'm like, "Damn, dude."
Yeah, Taz. I will say, was it last week or the week before when Taz wasn't on? And Excalibur said, I'm going to give a shout out to our friend Taz. There's nothing wrong with him. Just want to give or something like our best wishes to Taz. There's nothing wrong with him. I thought that was so funny. I forgot what week that was on, but
I don't think he went to the Mexico show.
Okay, then yeah. And I just remember Excalibur going, best wishes to our friend Taz. There's nothing wrong with him, but best wishes anyway, or something like that.
he literally hit us with the pray for our homie, ain't nothing wrong with him.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny, but yeah, not that there's anything wrong with Taz or something like that, but but
good
yeah,
stuff.
But not getting to hear the freestyle though. I mean, but I got to see a pounce though, so I guess I'll be fine.
Yeah, it looks sick. Wheeler bumped well for it. The Death Rider's interference though ultimately swayed the decision. It kind of took everyone out and distracted Willow long enough for Stat hit a tombstone, but she like hooked it almost like Gotch style.
Yeah, that's her finisher.
Yeah, I don't. Did she always hook the leg like that? Man, what the hell am I paying attention to? But it looked really sick. I know that they're teasing the turn, but I actually think we're going another way with this.
I feel like she's gonna help Willow.
I think if anybody's gonna be tagging with Marina, I mean, Shayna's 90 days have to be up soon, right?
I would assume, yeah.
She seems like a perfect fit there.
Yo, I wouldn't be mad at that because I like Shayna Baszler.
Me too, and I don't think she's I think she's out of all the people that got released, she's one of those where you really don't know what she has left because she hasn't gotten to show us.
Yeah, she hasn't gone full throttle yet. Like NXT, she was fucking dope.
Yeah.
But
so that's something that popped into my head. But your number one entrance in your respective Casino Gauntlet matches for the big stadium show is Mark Briscoe and Chris Statlander. So that's awesome because I love both.
So I'm trying to think of any surprises for the women, but I can't think of any. I'm trying to think. I don't think Britt Baker coming out there, so I ain't got to worry about that one.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there either. I'm trying to think if anybody just hasn't been around for a while.
I mean, maybe that's when Shayna comes out. I mean,
That's probably, I mean, that would be the spot for it, yeah.
you know what I'm
Or
saying? Shayna or
any of the, if they take a chance on anybody else, if
Tegan
it's
Knox.
for Dakota Kai, right? Um,
Yeah, I would love Dakota Kai also. Just want to throw it out there. I like Dakota
yeah,
Kai.
I'm excited to see whatever she decides to do. I think she's also somebody who is criminally underused, but
Wouldn't doubt seeing Shotzi. Just saying.
yeah, she's doing indies right now. Here's an outside shot. I don't know if this would happen. I know she's technically retired, but I mean, Gail Kim's
Oh,
doesn't work
yeah.
for TNA anymore.
I did read that too. Huh.
I think that would be cool.
I would
But
also wouldn't mind Gail Kim just coming in to help the women's division. Just,
yeah,
you know. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm stoked. I always like the casino battle royals. They're like one of my favorite parts of these matches or events. I mean,
I think you will see some guest appearances from other promotions where they might not be like, like the big surprises though, because I know Tokyo Joshi Pro are running some shows in Texas that week, and July 12th, if Stardom's tournament isn't on like underway by that point, because they run their essentially their equivalent of the G1 around a similar time. I wouldn't be surprised if you do see like an Azumi or a Momo or like people who've been on TV. So I think they'll but I mean they have enough there on their own to fill out a big match like that. It'll be cool to speculate, especially like I'll do some homework on as far as like who's available. I got to check back on like when those 90 days are up, but that being said, we got a FTR promo backstage. It looks like they're gonna have another Outrunners match, but this time FTR will be the heels. So
stoked for that.
that's got Collision written all over it. Which then leads to our main event, which was Hangman Page versus the Beast Mortos. A good match. However, I think it was hampered by the fact that I don't think the bell rang till like 8:55 local.
Yeah, it was very time constricted.
So I'm trying to figure out what went wrong on the show. If anything, it was probably the Hurt Syndicate promo again.
I was gonna say the Hurt Syndicate promo was probably like the one that I felt was very out of place and out of time rather. That's the only thing I could think of because even like the Buck stuff wasn't even that long. The Swerve Osprey stuff got right to the point mostly. So yeah, I'm gonna assume it was that.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe let's start putting them. I mean, MJF's almost always going to be at the beginning of the second hour. I've noticed that with him. But it's like, yo, if it's compromising the main event, like, hey, maybe you need to move some things around. But because this match did have to go last because of the post match angle. But yeah, I think these two have a better one in them. But this was by no means bad. This was a lot of fun. Again, with these two large individuals who can do all kinds of cool stuff. And Hangman wins with the buckshot. Lights go out, and we basically get the dynasty finish. Well, like after the match though, where who's it going to be? It's the Bucks, and they hit the EVP trigger. I don't know if they did this because Swerve was technically written off, but I'm like, what do the Bucks have to do with this main event?
Nothing at all.
Yeah. And
So
then what
it's
do you do
like,
with the ops after? Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, it's just the one part I did have that was stupid was like the ops tried to run in, they couldn't, and then here comes Osprey. He ran right past everybody. You're not telling me Samoa Joe couldn't get past these people?
I was just saying, like, it's Joe, and not only is it Joe, it's Joe with a weapon. Like, he could take on anybody. Like, he can beat everybody up by himself.
that was my only gripe too with that. It was just like, you made him look like bitches.
Yeah, I mean, I get that Osprey's got to be the hero, but it's like, man, like, don't do that to Joe. He's better than that. But I thought the overall like the visual of Hangman getting choked out was cool, and that is a nice little callback to the Texas Death Match that they had, that because Moxley tapped out, which still is surprising. With he tapped out being hung with the steel chain, so nice continuity there. Visual is cool. I think that they're just really trying to stack the odds and plant that seed of doubt, so to speak. Just get all the heat on the babyface before the big match. I'm cool with that. Again, though, if you're writing, I don't know if say writing, but booking it to where it's like the swerve run and it all hinges on that. I'm just like, I don't want the end game stuff to be take away too much from the actual match, though, because these two are wonderful opponents. Don't got to be more than it is. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, that's where I was trying to get the words out. Whereas it doesn't have to be more than what it is. Just keep it simple. You know what I'm saying?
But I'll tell you what, man, they've done a great job of keeping the momentum with this build, because not only do you need to generate hype for your main event, which I'm assuming that, like, I don't think this is going to be anything but the main event. Especially with, like, kind of Kenny's absence from TV. That's 2 weeks now.
Yeah, there's no way you have Kenny versus Okada as the main. This is your main event. This is your biggest show of the year. This is your title. This is your main event. Yeah. And you're building this up.
To blow off to the biggest angle for the last, since October.
This fucking trigger. Please.
Oh, the more they have to, man. I will not believe it if they don't. Which, not saying nothing's a guarantee, especially with a company that has had some booking missteps that AEW has had. But I think all points lead to Hangman winning, and that needs to kind of be the visual that goes off the air. You send the fans home happy. It's your biggest match of the year. You do the switch. It's the good guy overcoming the bad guy. It's 101 stuff. It's elementary stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be complicated. So overall, though, it's a fine episode. Very much putting in different puzzle pieces here. And I said it last week. Traditionally, AEW has a really heavy 2 to 3 week build. And we already have the 2 tag matches added, the 2 gauntlet matches added. So I think that we're just going to see more pieces come together over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, fine episode. Some cool stuff. Nothing too much to complain about, honestly.
Yeah, really good episode. Real smooth. Kept the storylines going intact. I still think the MVP segment or the Hurt Syndicate segment went over time, but hey, and I want another Beast Mordos Hangman match where it goes longer. Just because I want to see more. Because my buddy did say, he was like, "Man, Beast Mordos is in the main event. What is she really doing for him?"
Yeah. The first Dynamite after that news got out, he's in the main event. So, or back to back weeks in the main event.
I'm happy. I ain't mad.
Yeah,
I'm a big Beast Mortos guy over here.
Yeah, man. Player politics, man. Nobody's gonna complain. Maybe need to start winning some matches, but otherwise,
yeah, that's my only other complaint. Win a match or two, we'll be all right. But I'm cool with that tornado he did. Or always does, is fucking nuts.
Yeah, and he rotates his body so fast
at the last second.
And so late into the dive. Yes.
I said, is he just gonna? No, okay, nope. He just did it at the last, very split second.
I don't get it, but I'm not gonna question it because it looks fucking awesome every time he does it. But as far as the rest of the week, Collision's tomorrow. It's not Saturday. It is a live show, but it's tomorrow.
I might tune in the background.
Templario is teaming with Brody King, which would be cool. Taking on a team of Rocky Romero and Hechicero, so more CMLL interaction.
Roppongi.
No.
I don't get the Roppongi Vice theme song anymore.
Yeah, they have a new one now because they're RPG Vice. I don't know, but. Hey man, RockyRomero.bandcamp. I'm sure it's floating around.
It's on my Spotify. I got it on there already.
I can hear those synth stabs.
I love it. That That and the Gorillas of Destiny theme, the old one. Ain't nobody roller than gorillas.
No.
That's it. That's all I need.
Yeah, so just as far as the calendar here, got Collision Thursday. Again, as long as everything's safe and sound, SmackDown should be on in the middle of the day because of the time change. And then WWE have Night of Champions the next day. I don't really know. I don't think there's, unless I'm just like got my head in the sand because I've been working on other stuff. I don't know if there's other stuff going on. I gotta go see that El Desperado Jun Kasai match from today because that looked like just like death match of the year stuff.
That was like the last. They're promoting it hella on Twitter, right? Like
Yeah.
the last match or something like that, or
I
something.
think
Whatever
it might be their last match together, yeah, which
Yeah.
they don't miss. It's always really messed up. I'm surprised that they did it on like a New Japan produced event because it was like a produce show type thing where like, it wasn't like a traditional New Japan show, but it was all their production. Which again they don't do that. So the fact that they gave Despy and Kasai that is awesome. Loved their last match together, so I'm gonna have to tune in. Next week we got Okada and Ibushi. Again, I'm just cautiously curious about that match. I just don't know what it's gonna look like. And then Mercedes Mina Shirakawa, I'm very excited for. So some cool things in place. I think we'll have that to talk about, and we'll have whatever the hell Punk Cena looks like too. So some big things going on the road to All In. Other than that, I think that's all we got for the TV.
Yeah, I think that's it today. Power hour.
Yeah, so another power hour. I hope you guys don't mind, but hey, give you something to do if you're getting Death Stranding, or if you probably have it by now because this will be Thursday. You can listen to us talk about wrestling while you're getting from point A to point B. Other than that, I will take this time to plug my big video is finally out. The culmination of a 2024 project after 18 months, 33 videos, and over 3,000 matches watched. The NCAP Match of the Year list is out, and I'm very happy about it, aside from a couple of mistakes, but I want to just get the damn thing out. So youtube.com/matchesworthwatching. You get a power hour of me. If you want that in your wrestling consumption, it's out, it's yours, and I'm looking forward to watching more current wrestling, and I've been watching a bunch of 93 ECW.
Oh yeah. You actually inspired me. I'm taking some notes. I think I might be diving into something here after my son is born. I think I want to do a deep dive into some PWG. I might do some reviews, and we'll see what's up.
Hell yeah. Well, I look forward to that, and if you need any help, I'm here to help.
Hell yeah. Oh, trust, I'm gonna have rotating guests. You're one of them. We got this.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, sweet. Cool. Well, hey, as that comes together, we'll have some updates on it here, and I'll be plugging. I won't have anything to plug for a while. Like, I'm taking this time to just watch other things and just not binge watch
the same thing over. Or
yeah. Well, I'll just say this because I mean we got a little bit of time to play with, but I keep everything I watch in a spreadsheet, and I have my own separate doc for the CCW stuff. And essentially, granted, there's going to be more because their TVs are going to get longer and they're going to have more pay-per-views, obviously, from 93 to 01. The 93 match list is essentially what I average on a slow month of current wrestling. So as long as I sit through the TVs, it's really not. I don't think it'll take that long to get this next project. But I'm still taking my time.
TV is a smooth watch, though.
Yeah, and these early ones are only like 58 minutes.
Yeah, like 45, 50 minutes, tops. So
yeah, the Restoration Project files are close to an hour because they keep a lot of the public access ads in. But
I love it.
It's nostalgic.
Shout out Reese Dub.
Yeah, honestly, dude.
Like I with the actual music and everything, it's great.
Yeah, I'm already having a great time. Watched Terry Funk cut a promo on a horse's ass, and I watched Terry Funk cut a promo on a dummy that he ran over with a tractor. So
we're living, baby.
That's the greatest of all time right there, man. I love him. But anyways, we will have updates on any further projects, any extracurriculars on our end. But for now, this was another Power Hour talking AEW Dynamite. We'll be back next week with all the on-current happenings in the world of pro wrestling. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you again next time.
See ya.